Hey guys, it's TK, and I'm here to talk to you about something that's been bothering me for the last little bit. Now, if you have stopped and you think about this for a moment, that nerds and otaku today versus how we were just not too long ago. I mean, even if you just go back 15, 20 years, if you were to look at us now versus then, and it's very much different. And, as I go along and I explain everything, my thoughts on this, I want to hear from you also. So drop your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. Now, in terms of nerds, otakus, geeks, all of us, now versus what we were then. I mean, not much has actually changed in terms of who we are, but it has changed in the way that how we access the media and also how it's actually put out to everybody else. I mean, you stop and think about it. It wasn't really fully until, I would say, Iron Man really just like threw the whole superheroes and the comics into the main spotlight a lot more than what it already was. It was been changing for a while, but once that happened, I feel like it just changed everything, and really, it's making being a nerd more culturally acceptable. Now, naturally, there is still a lot of people who frown on it and all of this, but, I mean, if you were to stop and you look at how we are treated now versus how we were treated then, I mean, it's completely different. Even the merchandise that you find. I mean, even the merchandise that you find now, you find a lot more stuff in everyday shops than you could before. I mean, before you had to hunt around and you were lucky to find this or lucky to find that. And now, thanks to the internet, I mean, pretty much anything we want, we can go online and find it. Versus before, we had to hunt around, we had to order stuff out of magazines. But now, pretty much everything can be found. If it's not in a store, we can find it online somewhere. And, when you stop and you just think about that, I mean, it's humongous difference on it. Conventions, comic book conventions in particular, I mean, there used to be like smaller little gatherings on it, and then as they go on each year they just grow to larger and larger and larger venues. I mean, we have small cons around here which usually they get like 1,000-2,000 people, which before used to be a lot of people. Now that's considered very little people, because these bigger cons now, they're bringing in some of them hundreds of thousands of people, and millions of dollars of revenue for not only the con but the surrounding businesses for a lot of these places. And it's just ridiculous. And you stop and you think about what it was then versus now. Honestly, with the way that it's been growing, I feel like it's just going to be even more massive. I mean, think about everything. It's not really been that long on at all. I mean, now we have, the shows about cosplay and everything that's been out, which we're not going to talk about that show because it was twisted for drama, but that's a whole different story. But it's not just that. I mean, it's throwing the cosplay community up into spotlight a lot more. So that part of the aspects being touched more. And that's a whole different topic, but I mean, for what we were then versus what we are now, what we have available to us is ridiculous when you stop and you think about it. But when you stop and think about it in terms of like the cultural impact on it, how well it's received now versus what it was then, a lot of people will still frown on you for if you use the term nerd, geek, things like that. But it's nowhere near as bad as what it used to be. I mean, Before, you were shunned, you were ridiculed, you were made fun of constantly, you were bullied. I mean, yes, unfortunately, this all still happens. But now it's a lot more specific because people are interested in things a lot more. It's just those who are more what we would call a fanatic, somebody that's into it a lot more, the fandoms. Those are the ones that's being targeted by people. If you are a casual person who just watches movies or this or that, nobody really says anything to you because, like, hey, it's a good movie, yeah, all right. But if you are a person who really fully just loves the universe, collects the comics, apparel, and things like that, then you're just targeted a lot more, and it's ridiculous. But what I really love is the fact that what we were before versus what we are now has improved so much. And it makes me wonder, where are we going to be at in another 10, 15 years? Heck, even 5 years, where we're going to be at. Because everything is constantly changing, constantly growing. I want to hear your thoughts versus what it was before versus what it was now. When you first started getting interested in stuff before, how much different is it then versus what you have to deal with now? I mean, you get access to stuff a lot easier, and in a lot of aspects, things are more culturally accepted. Not everything, but it is still a lot better. So drop a comment down below. Let me know some of the stuff that you've had to deal with on it. Hey guys, make sure you go down and you click that like button. Let me know that you actually did enjoy this. And also, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button so you can be up to date with everything that we do here at Tri-State Otaku. And if you take a look down below on the left side is our featured channel that we are showcasing right now. If you'd want to be showcased in one of our future episodes, make sure to go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let us know. We'll take a look at your channel. We like you. We'll go ahead and put your stuff up there. Also, make sure to check out the video down below on the right, as that is one of the other videos that we've been working on. And until next time, this is TK signing out.